David, Melech Yisrael, Chai, Chai, V'Kayam. David, Melech Yisrael, Chai, Chai, V'Kayam. David, Melech Yisrael, Chai, Chai, V'Kayam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Rabbi Barry Silver, and it's my great pleasure, on behalf of Congregation Va-Dor, to welcome you to our Shabbat celebration, and also our celebration of Flag Day. Our congregation was founded by my father, Rabbi Sam Silver, who had a wonderful sense of humor, a great storyteller. And he used to say that insanity is hereditary. You can get it from your children. And he had 5 sons, all of whom were quite rambunctious, full of energy. And my uncle used to say, at the Silver household, anything can happen. And it usually does. We had a wonderful time with my father and my mother, and I think of him as we approach Father's Day, and we all think of our fathers. And we also think of the founding fathers on this Shabbat as we also celebrate Flag Day. Our founding fathers had an incredible experiment. They wanted to fashion a government that was not controlled and dominated by any particular religion, where people were free to choose however they wanted to believe, free of government interference. And so we celebrate this incredible experiment, this democracy, which today is facing new threats. And we must pledge to do everything we can, not only to protect the flag, but to protect what it represents. The light of reason, which our founding fathers found so invaluable and so imperative to our country, emanates from Judaism. The Shabbat candles represent these 2 candles. One stands for the light of reason, and the other the light of love. Leading us in the lighting of the Shabbat candles, we are very grateful to have Rosalie and Sheldon Kesslin. And also leading us in the Kiddush, reminding us that our faith also teaches us to be sweet and to rejoice in our blessings. We have Ann Larson, who's rejoicing not only in Shabbat and Flag Day, but also in celebrating her birthday this month. And now, let the celebration of Shabbat and of Flag Day begin.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Another week of work is ended. Again, Shabbat brings welcome peace. We pause from our labors to let Shabbat give another dimension to our lives. These Shabbat candles are symbols of the holiness we seek. The brightness dispels gloom and lights, a path to faith and hope.
Their glow reminds us of the sacred bonds that link us to our people over space and time. Their radiance summons us to fulfill our people's mission, to cast the light of freedom, justice, and peace upon all the world.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvah tov v'tzivanu l'hadliknei Shabbat.
Good Shabbos, everybody, and stay safe.
Shabbat Shalom. The Kiddush is one of the central rituals of Shabbat. For many people, the words and melody of the Kiddush evoke some of their most meaningful Jewish memories. Reciting the Kiddush is a fulfillment of the biblical command to remember the day of Shabbat and keep it holy. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Shabbat Shalom, L'chaim, and greetings from Northwest Florida Panhandle. Have a wonderful Shabbat.
Tonight I celebrate Shabbat with you. It seems the only natural thing to do. Tonight true happiness will find us. Our sages will remind us how to be kind to you as a Jew. Tonight I celebrate Shabbat with you, and soon the whole world will seem brand new. Tonight we will soon discover our love for one another, and to live as a Jew tonight. Tonight I celebrate Shabbat with you, and the setting sun opens up new breakthroughs. Tonight there'll be no distance between us. What I want most to do is to live as a Jew tonight.
We now have the traditional Jewish prayers. As we listen to them, I hope we'll interpret them not only according to our ancient tradition, but also according to modern ways. These prayers are all designed for one purpose: to give thanks, to rejoice in our blessings, because having so much doesn't really do us very much good unless we can appreciate it. And what is it that we appreciate on this particular Shabbat, on Flag Day? We appreciate America, that we live in a land of freedom. The question is, what do we do with this freedom? Do we take advantage of all the opportunities that there are in life, in this wonderful land of freedom of America? Do we take advantage of the opportunities to serve others, to love others, to be a source of gratitude and of harmony among people? Do we take advantage of all the opportunities that are laid before us as Jews and as Americans? I hope as we listen to these prayers, we will be filled with gratitude for America and the desire to use our freedom to help others, and thereby also helping ourselves to become fully realized and to be fulfilled.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Bechokma poteach she'arim, ובתבונה משנה איתי, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם, ברקיע כרצונו. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
דע לפני מי אתה עומד, דע לפני מי אתה עומד, דע לפני מי אתה עומד, דע לפני מי אתה Omed. In the solitude of a meadow, in the strength of a mighty mountain, in the weeping of a willow, or in a crowded street, Da Lifnei Mi Atah Lifnei Mi Atah Omed. In the icicles forming stalactites, in the eye of a raging storm, in the kindness of a stranger, we can glimpse you even more. Da Lifnei Mi Atah Lifnei Mi Atah Omed. Know before whom you stand, find the good in every moment, keep your temple sacred, know before whom you stand. Da Lifnei Mi Atah Lifnei Mi Atah Omed. Da Lifnei Mi Atah Omed. Da Lifnei Mi Atah Omed.
La 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 la. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. Who is like you among the powerful? Who is like you beaming holiness? Norah Tehillah Vosefere, awesome in praises, doing wondrous things. La 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 la.
My friends, each one of us has within us a spark of life, and it allows us to develop and to grow and evolve in many different ways. But this spark of life is actually something we share with all living things on earth and throughout all time. We emanated from a common source, and the spark of life is something we share with everything and everyone. When we were born, this spark was pure. Judaism says that we were born with a pure neshama. Over time, we had to figure out how to get by in the world, and we developed defense mechanisms and a personality to cope. But deep within us, within our core, some people call it their soul or their ruach, there is the essence of life itself, our pure, unadulterated self, not the self that we've become to try to deal with the difficulties in the world, but our pure essence. Let us spend a few moments in silent meditation getting in touch with our core, with our soul, and trying to make the beauty of our soul shine through and come forth and burst forward through all the defense mechanisms that we've created so that we can be a source of purity, of joy, and of love for all people and all living things. We now spend a few moments in silent reflection.
May the source of strength, oh bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our life a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body
Eitz Chaimi למחזיקים בה בתומכם המאושר דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש חדש ימינו חדש ימינו כקדם.
Our Torah reading this Shabbat is from a parasha called Korach. It tells the story of an insurrection against Moses and the dramatic results that befell the people who staged that insurrection. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach, Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam vahed, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Now in this Torah passage, Korach, Dathan, and Aviram, they are plotting against Moses and speaking out against him, plotting an insurrection. And the story takes place as follows. Vayidaber el ha'edah lemor, and Moses spoke to the assembled people, Suruna me'alo haleh ha'anashim ha'rasha'im ha'ele, turn away, depart from the tents of these evil people. V'al tig'u b'chol asher lahem, don't even touch anything that belongs to them. Pen tasefu b'chol chatatam, lest you should be swept up in their iniquity. V'ya'alu me'al mishkan Korach, Datan v'Aviram misaviv, and many people indeed did depart from their midst. V'Datan v'Aviram yatz'u nitzavim patach ohel, and Dathan and Aviram, they stood defiantly outside of their tents, v'nashehem u'v'nehem v'tapam, as well as the people who were aligned with them, and their wives and their children. V'yomer Moshe, b'zot ted'un ki Adonai shlachani la'asot et kol ha'ma'asim ha'eleh. He said, by this you shall know that God indeed has sent me to do all of these things. Ufikdeh ki lo milvi, and that this is not coming from my own heart. Im kemot kol adam yimutun ele, uvkudat kol ha'adam yifkod alehem lo Adonai shlachani. If these people die a natural death and suffer the same fate as anybody else, you will know that God did not send me. V'im b'ri'ah yivra Adonai ufatzta adama et pi'ah uva'ala otam ve'et kol asher lahem ve'yardu chayim she'ula v'datem ki na'atzu ha'anashim ha'ele et Adonai. However, if they die an unnatural death, if the earth were to open up its mouth and to swallow them alive into the bowels of the earth, then you can be pretty sure that they really irked God and that this is not a natural thing. V'yihi k'cholho lidaber et kol hadvarim ha'eleh v'tivaka ha'adama asher tachtehem. And just as Moses was finishing up this little soliloquy, indeed, the earth did open up its mouth right underneath these evildoers. V'tivaka adama asher tachtehem, v'tiftach haaretz et piyah, v'tavala otam ve'et batehem, ve'et kol ha'adam asher lekorach, ve'et kol ha'rochosh, v'yarduhem v'chol asher lahem chayim she'ula. And at that point, the earth opened up its mouth and swallowed Korach and Dathan and Aviram and all of their possessions and everything that was with them. And it swallowed them up alive down into Sheol, which is the underworld. This passage has one of the few references to any type of life outside of this one. V'tachas alehem haaretz. And the earth then covered them up again. V'yavdun mitoch hakahal v'chol Yisrael asher sivyotehem. And they were cut off and they disappeared from the face of the people of Israel and from all of their surroundings. Nesu lekolam ki yamhu pen tevalu haaretz va'esh yatsa me'et Adonai v'tochal et hachamishim umatayim ish mikrive hakatochet. And the people who witnessed this awful event were scared and were running and screaming and saying, let's get out of here so that we too will not be swallowed up by the earth. And 250 people who were with Dathan and Aviram and Korach with their fire pans, they were consumed in fire. Later on in the passage, there was also a great plague that wiped out many other people that was finally put to rest by Moses. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu tochat emet, v'chai olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten hatocha. My friends, as you know, the Torah, Jewish Bible, is the most popular book, the most popular literature ever written in the history of the world. If you go into a hotel room and you open up the drawer, you will perhaps find a Bible there. And so much of the Bible is on the lips of the entire Western world. Why is that? Some will say because of its timeless values. Some will say because it was written by an infallible God and contains absolute truth. Other people will say because the Bible is the source of all of our traditions and all of the values and ideals in Western civilization. But in this Torah reading this Friday night, you have seen one reason why it is such a popular book. It is filled with drama and intrigue and also sometimes with dramatic violence. And we see that here today. What happened? Well, Moses' authority was challenged by Korach and others, and they wanted absolute power. Now, you could say challenging Moses and suggesting that he was doing something wrong, that's a horrible thing. But actually it wasn't. Because a few chapters earlier, we saw that his father-in-law Jethro also said to Moses pretty much the same thing. He said, Moses, why are you having so much power for yourself? Divide up your power. This was the beginning of democracy. Appoint people to be with you. Jethro wasn't saying to give up the power so that he could have it. He was saying share it with others, not me. But what did Korach want? Korach said, you have too much power. You should therefore turn the power over to me. Let me be the leader, not you. He was seeking power for all the wrong reasons. And eventually, the denouement of the story was that his hate was unmasked. And Moses said, this person should be quarantined. Stay away from him. Don't touch anything that he's touched. Have nothing to do with him. Because if you're in proximity of him, it's going to be very, very bad for you. Many, many people didn't listen. And what happened? Well, the people that were immediately with him, his family and his entourage, they were just swallowed up whole down into earth. And it's interesting that it says that they were swallowed alive into the underworld. What does that teach us, my friends? It teaches us that some people, Even while they're still alive, they are spiritually dead. They have aligned themselves with evil forces, and therefore they might still be living and breathing, but their neshama has died. Other people were not exactly in his immediate circle, but they were still close enough. They didn't distance themselves. And these people were consumed by fire. Who were these people? These are people, you've seen them. They're angry, they're mad, they're upset. They get really hostile if you mention something about another political party or you challenge their leader. They get all mad, they're consumed with rage. And pretty much their lives are also over. This rage and anger takes them over, and they are no longer able to function as loving, giving, joyous people. But there was another group of people. These people were afflicted with plague, thousands of them. Who were these people? Well, they weren't people who were right next to Korach or even in his immediate vicinity. These were people who refused to take a stand. Moses said, stand with me if you're on my side, or stand with Korach. There were some people they weren't really sure which way to go. They were fence sitters. They didn't speak out. They didn't speak up. They were just silent while evil was going on and took no stand. What happened to them? They were afflicted with plague and they died. We know the type today. People who live in America and see all these horrible things going on, they don't even bother voting. They don't even speak up. Oh, I don't want to offend somebody. I don't want to get my neighbor upset with me. I don't want to get involved. It's a waste of time. It's useless. Why bother participating? My friends, on Flag Day, we love our country and we give thanks for the people who sacrificed for it. Let us rejoice in living in a democracy. If there were people who gave their lives or risked their lives or were injured fighting in battle, can't we stand up for what's right and help our country to grow and to change? Right now, our democracy is threatened in so many ways. By outright people who want to actually stage an insurrection, by apathy, by lethargy. Let us not be like those people who didn't distance themselves sufficiently from evil, who refused to speak up and refused to take a stand. As Elie Wiesel said, we must all take a stand. We must take sides. And if we don't take sides, then we're really not doing our duty as Jews. Judaism is not a spectator sport. Judaism urges us to get involved, especially now that we receive the blessings of America. And so in this wonderful passage, we see that there were people who were standing on the edge of the abyss. The earth was about to open up and swallow them. And if they didn't distance themselves, they were swallowed up and never heard from again. Yes, they might still be alive. Yes, they might still be living. But they don't make a sound in a way that's significant. They don't speak up and they don't participate as Americans and as Jews. Let us not be dragged down into the abyss. Let us side with goodness and with kindness. You know, there was once a woman who was asked, would you like to have jealousy floors in your house? And she said, no, I heard that jealousy is one of the deadly sins. And it's true in the Torah. It says, thou shalt not covet. And today we say, thou shalt not covet. We must fight against plagues like covet. Jealousy was the problem of Korach. He had everything. He was a Levite. He was part of the assistant priest. He was part of the Jewish people. He had been the recipient of miracles, but it wasn't enough. He couldn't be happy because he wanted more and more and more. There are people like that. The more they get, the more they want. My friends, let us take pleasure in all the blessings we have. If we have food to eat, if we have a place to live, if we have people who care about us, if we have the beauty of nature, if we have a Jewish heritage, if we have the blessings of democracy. Let us not be like Korach. Let us not fight for more and more power. The word for strength or power in Hebrew is koach. But this person's name was Korach. He took power and added the letter resh to it. And what does the resh symbolize? Resh in Hebrew means ra'ah, evil, rasha, wickedness, rekam, emptiness. People who just want empty, raw, naked power, not to do good, but just to aggrandize themselves. And resh also stands for ratzon, this insane desire for power. We've seen it in America. We've seen it from certain people who want to take power, and even if they lose fair and square, they can't relinquish power because they have this insane desire for power. Let us have a desire for goodness and kindness and love. Let us seek to exercise our power as Americans, not to try to get fame and glory and money for ourselves. Let us use our power, our freedom, for goodness. Let us use our power to spread love. And let us use our power in a democracy as Jews to fulfill our historic role, to help to create a world brimming with brotherhood, joyous with justice, and shimmering with Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Where might I go to find you, exalted, hidden one? Yet where would I not go to find you, ever-present, eternal one? Where might I go to find you, exalted, hidden one? Yet where would I not go to find you, ever-present, eternal one? Yah Emsacha Mikol
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
On this Shabbat, where we commemorate Flag Day, as we recite the Kaddish, we think of all of those people who gave their lives and people who are injured, fighting to protect our flag. We have profound gratitude towards them. And as we celebrate Flag Day and perhaps wave a flag and give thanks for our freedom, there are people that experience things that we will never know. The horrors of war, the courage that they demonstrated should inspire us to live up to the highest ideals of our country and to give back and to do what we can to make this country strong. Many people left the battlefield wounded for the rest of their lives or emotionally scarred. Many people never returned. As we recite the Kaddish, let us dedicate ourselves to making their memory a blessing. Let us give thanks for all that they've endured, and let us show that we are worthy of the great sacrifice they made, not only protecting the flag, but everything that it represents. Yiskedal v'yiskedash meraba, v'yalma divrach ruseh v'yamlich machuseh, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayedu chol beis Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabba mivorach la'olam ulmei ulmaya. Yisborach v'yistabach v'yispo'ar v'yisroma v'yisnaseh. V'yisadar v'yisaleh v'yisalal shemei d'kedusha b'reichu. Le'elam yenko birchasa v'shirasa. Tushbechasa v'nechamasa. Ta'am yachan b'yama v'yimru amen. Yehi shlom rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace and comfort bring peace and comfort to you and to all who mourn. And let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. We hope that this finds you all well and enjoying our Shabbat service. I'm Sharon Leibovitz, and we appreciate that you're participating with Va-Dor for this Shabbat and honoring our American flag and all that it stands for. As Rabbi Barry shared in this week's Torah Parsha and his message, we all need to take a stand for what we believe in, and together we can really make a difference in our world. Whatever your passion is, stand up and speak out, whether it's in person, via the internet, by email, or by phone. It will make you feel so good to do this. We invite you to participate with us on Tuesday evenings when we hold our chat with two rabbis at 7 p.m. on Zoom.
We're very fortunate to offer this wonderful opportunity to have a Hamisha conversation about the Torah and other important topics relevant to us as Jews with two rabbis, Rabbi Barry Silver and our guest, Orthodox Rabbi Zvi Kahn. So won't you join with us this Tuesday evening, June 15th at 7 p.m. and take part in this interesting, educational, and invigorating program. Rosh Hashanah 5782 begins early this year on September 6th, Labor Day, and Va-Dor will be offering our inspiring High Holy Day services in person in the auditorium of the St. Lucia's Community High School, Lantana, Florida. We welcome you all to join with us as we celebrate these holidays together. Guest tickets can be purchased from our website, ladorvador.org, or by mail. We will also be publishing our annual Book of Remembrance, where you can honor and remember your loved ones in a beautiful manner. We'd love for you to become part of our Va-Dor family. We offer affordable memberships that include tickets for our special High Holy Day services. Va-Dor brings a most unique and special Judaism to you, one based on modern understanding, reason, and science. We call it inspirational Judaism, one that can appeal to all Jews and those interested in learning more about Judaism. You can learn more about Va-Dor from our website, ladorvador.org, our Facebook page, and our YouTube channel, where all of our recorded services and programs are available for you to view. So we hope that you'll check us out and come back for more. We really do. Each Friday evening, we offer time to gather together on Zoom and continue our celebration of Shabbat with music, song, and discussion. We invite you to join us at 8 p.m. tonight for our Zoom and Schmooze. Links for all our programs can be found within our ladorvador.org website and in our email newsletters. We hope that you'll spread the word about Va-Dor, share our links, give us thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, or write a good review on Google or Yelp. All of this will help share Va-Dor with many others. We're in the process of planning an in-person Shabbat, and we'll let you know as soon as we are able and have it planned out. Be well, take care, and we hope to see you all very soon. Wishing you a spectacular Shabbat and a wonderful weekend. Happy Flag Day on Monday, and Shabbat Shalom with love from Va-Dor to all of you.
My friends, this has been a wonderful experience sharing Shabbat and Flag Day with you. Let us be inspired by those who made the ultimate sacrifice and fought valiantly to protect the flag and all it represents, to do what we can to strengthen our democracy and to exercise our freedom in good and beneficent ways. Let us also encourage our country to serve as a beacon of democracy and to use American power to improve the world, to protect our planet, and to protect all of its inhabitants. And let this flag serve as a light to the nations and a light of freedom and of justice for all people. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. May you be blessed and preserved, and may you be a source of blessing to others. May the light of love and of reason shine from you always. Shalom. Inspired by those who fought so hard to protect our flag and our democracy, and the founding fathers who risked it all to bring forth on this continent a new concept of freedom. Let us be lifted up and inspired by them to use our freedom wisely and courageously in order to help bring about a better world. And also, it is my pleasure to be with you on this Shabbat and to thank you for joining us. I hope to see you on future occasions. I hope to see you in a live Shabbat celebration. I thank you for spending this time with us, and I send you across the internet a virtual hug. HUG stands for Humanity's Unending Goodness. Shabbat Shalom.
Adon Olam Asher Malam B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra V'yeis Naso B'chefetz kol Azai melech Shemo yenikro Adon Olam Asher Molam B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra Li'eis Naso B'chefetzo yekol Azai melech Shemo yenikro V'yeis Naso B'chefetzo yekol Azai melech Shemo yenikro Adon Olam
Tonight I celebrate Shabbat with you. It seems the only natural thing to do. Tonight true happiness will find us. Our sages will remind us how to be kind to you as a Jew. Tonight I celebrate Shabbat with you. And soon the whole world will seem brand new. Tonight we will soon discover our love for one another and to live as a Jew. Tonight I celebrate Shabbat with you, and the setting sun opens up new breakthroughs. Tonight there'll be no distance between us. What I want most to do is to live as a Jew tonight.